turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for tuning into the Chelley Roy Show. I am your host, Chelley Roy, and we have an amazing show for you guys tonight. I cannot stress, amazing. I pray that you guys are continuing to stay safe and sanitized. I pray that you guys are having a great week so far. Before I kick off the show, I always like to start with thanking our sponsors. Our sponsors are very important. The Chelley Roy Show is sponsored by Built on Survival Skills Apparel. We're also sponsored by Liquid Lipo, where you could lose up to a pound a day. I also want to thank my makeup artist, Amber Singletary, and my photographer, Stephen Tucker. So listen, any of you guys who are familiar with the OWN network, I am a huge fan of Ready to Love. I've been watching Ready to Love since season 2, and I've completely fallen in love with the concept and the whole idea because I believe in love, I believe in the fairy tale, I believe in marriage. So these 2 young ladies that will be before me shortly were most of you guys' fan favorite. You guys stay tuned, don't go anywhere because up next, they will be before me, Miss Kheri Carter and Miss Aisha Finch from Ready to Love Season 4. Stay tuned, we'll be back after the break.
I'm about to go slay Chelley. I got my brushes. It's Wednesday. The Chelley Roy Show is tonight. I gotta go. And make sure you tune in at 8 o'clock. Asking me where I'm going. Duh, it's Wednesday. Girl, Chelley. The Chelley Roy Show. Well, shoot, let me get my remote turning on.
It's the Chelley Roy Show. It's the Chelley Roy Show. It's the Chelley Roy Show, and it's going down. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kheri Carter, love and relationship advocate for my YouTube channel Good Love, as well as former castmate on Ready to Love DC Edition Season 4 by OWN Network. I have some exciting news to share. I am going to be on the Chelley Roy Show this evening at 8 p.m. being interviewed by the beautiful Chelley Roy. I'm so excited to finally meet her. Make sure you guys tune in because it's going to be good. Bring your piping hot tea because you know I'm going to keep it real. See you guys soon. Bye.
So Aisha,
Yes.
does he got you?
He got me.
Dante,
He got me, babe.
what is it about Aisha that made her the one you chose at the end?
I mean, just look at her journey. You know, her vulnerability. You know, she's like a woman that takes her heart and just puts it on the table, and you see exactly what it is. You know, it's raw energy. So that about her stood out, and then she's fun to be around. Yeah, you know.
Before me now is our favorite Season 4, Ready to Love, Miss Kheri Carter. Welcome, Carrie. Hi. Thank you for having me. Absolutely. Listen, it's so much that we have to unpack, so much that we have to talk about.
Yes.
So this segment is going to be focused on love, life, relationships, and, of course, life after Ready to Love.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
All right.
Tell everybody who Kheri Carter is and what's your story.
Kheri Carter. I'm a Southern Belle. I'm from Texas, born and raised in Dallas. Went to school at U of H. I am a family-oriented person, hard-loving, resilient for love. As people have been following me, they know I've been married before. I was engaged, my whole story, and that I still have not given up on finding that right person or being with that right person. So, you know, the show was very interesting. I thought that I would find my love. As you know, I did not find my love on that show, but I found amazing friendships.
Absolutely.
But I have not given up on love. So, you know, I'm a hard worker. I am a hopeless romantic, you know.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I absolutely love that. So I know we're going to talk a lot about the previous marriage, how you were able to get over the fear that catapulted and kind of pushed you into even wanting to do a reality show for love. So before we get into that, tell us a little bit more about you. Like, I know you're a serial entrepreneur. I know you have your podcast that's based around love, advice, relationships. And also you have an interior design business. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I started my business about 2 years ago.
Okay.
I've always loved the arts. I'm a creative. I'm a natural creative. I've always just kind of decorated my mom's house for fun or friends' houses for fun. So when I moved here, I did a friend's house, and she was like, you know, you should start your own business. And this overwhelming fear came across because I was like, my own business. I never thought about it.
You didn't think of it from a business perspective,
No.
but just the joy and the love of just being able to create the art.
Yes, I just love the arts. I just love being creative. I also paint. So yes, I paint and I draw. I love fashion. That's actually what I studied in school. So that tells you,
multifaceted.
Yes, that tells you how much I love being creative. If I can be in an art museum all day and just look at the work and see it in a different perspective.
I love that.
Yeah.
So as far as the interior design, what services do you provide? And because you're an artist, do you also do like paintings? Because that's a part of interior design too. So what services do you
Chelley,
provide?
I'm working on it. I don't want to overload my job. I'm working on. I have
it's
thought
coming.
about it's coming. I try not to overload that so I can continue to enjoy the arts.
Yeah.
So for painting, I do it for fun for now.
Yeah.
But as far as, I also design homes, I do staging, I do children's rooms, I do events. So any space that I see, like my mind starts turning like, oh, well, what can make it look more beautiful? So, but yeah, that's pretty much the services that I provide. If you have an Airbnb, you want to design that, I can
Gotcha.
design that for you.
So you stage spaces,
I stage
whether it be
spaces.
office, residential,
Yeah,
rooms,
commercial.
facility. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of it. So, but yeah, that's what I do. A lot of times is word of mouth. So I do my friends' homes. If you have a new house and you have need new decorating or new furniture, I'm your girl. If you have a home and you don't like how it's set up, I can come in and reset it and make it a different look.
Oh
So
my goodness.
yeah, I just love making spaces beautiful. It just really does give me joy. Even like when you cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have all these ingredients, you put it together, you put it on a plate,
Make it
and you're
look
like,
pretty.
yeah, this is how you put everything together. So I just love starting off with a clean canvas and making it nice.
I love that. And it's funny because we share a lot of the same things. There's some commonalities there. So
Yes.
I love fashion. I'm a
I
creative.
can absolutely tell.
Thank you. Thank you. I love interior design. But like you said, not as a business. So
Right.
I'm listening to you talk. So we
Yeah.
definitely have to talk.
Absolutely.
Because I've designed the inside of my home, but like the kitchen, I'm looking at things like when I see different, like I love HDTV.
Yes.
So I'm always looking, getting different ideas and stuff like that.
Yes.
Because I have a good space. So it's some things that I would like to improve upon.
Yeah.
So I could definitely use your help.
Absolutely.
For
I
sure.
would love to help with that.
That would be good.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, and also you brought up my podcast. So me and my sister, we have a podcast called Good Love. So we decided to do this together. So my sister is also a creative, but she's more into the film industry. So she does directing and writing and all of that.
Gotcha.
So we would always talk on the phone about our dating life. This is before the show. So this is me and her talking every day about where we're at with dating, our frustrations.
Wow.
And then I noticed that me and my girlfriends would talk about a lot of our relationship frustrations, or, the good and the bad parts of being a single woman and dating at this age. So me and my sister were like, why don't we test run and just do a podcast and see? People are even interested in talking about this, since a lot of our girlfriends talk about it, our guy friends talk about dating and relationships. So we created Good Love. It's been almost a year since we've been on this run. We have our own YouTube channel. We started off on doing Facebook Live, and our audience grew from there. We just want to continue to grow our audience and connect with like-minded people. And you don't have to be single. It's married, single, college, grown.
It's relatable.
It's very
no matter
relatable.
Where you are in your life,
Yes.
whether you're single, divorced, or what
Exactly.
have you, I think we all can relate. So.
Yes.
And I've actually watched a couple of the segments.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh.
which is really, really nice.
Oh,
I feel like
good.
it's relatable.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we all, again, have that commonality. We know what it's like to be single. We know what it's like to, be in love.
Yes.
To go through the, the pain, the hurt, and the ups and downs. So it's definitely relatable.
Yeah, and I've actually learned a lot from just doing the podcast. When we have our guests, like I missed being on it last night. We did a segment on people hurt partners in their healing process. And I was sitting back and looking, and I was like, wow, like I actually learned from our own podcast and things that we talk about. And just, we try to be vulnerable and real, and we're not experts. We just try to discuss our own experiences. Yeah, because I've been there, done that. I've probably been through a lot with relationships.
Yeah, I think we all have. I think we can all attest to that for sure, which is super amazing.
Yes.
So we're going to talk a lot about that as well.
Okay.
Talk to me about like the first time you did the interior design, like what that was like for you, like your entire process. Was it the first job like a friend? Was it, actual client? Or talk to me about that first encounter.
Well, to be honest with you, I started loving design when I was working in retail. So I used to work for Macy's, and I did their floor plans. I did their visuals. So that's where I started to realize I had somewhat of a talent, because I would just put together a floor plan and make the floor look great, and the sales would hike up because of how it was set up. So once I realized I really liked design and setting up the store, then I started doing like my mom's house. And the first project I did where I took it really seriously that was outside of like family was one of my girlfriends. I looked in her home and I was like, you are a single bachelorette and looks like a man lives here.
Yeah, you need to do something about it.
You need to do something. What's this wall color? This couch is terrible. So once she was like, I mean, I'm open to whatever advice you give. I was like, really? And I did it for free, but I wanted to do it. So
right. It's a passion.
Yes.
It's different.
So it was
when you
just
enjoy doing what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. I had so much fun putting everything together. We repainted her wall, and just the look on her face and how satisfied she was once everything was finished, and she was excited to have people over. I was like, okay, there's something there. She was like, you are very, very talented. And then I did another friend's house. And so once people started telling me there's a talent there, because I do more of the decorating side than the design side. Design is a little bit different. It's a little bit more serious. Like, I'm not picking cabinets and putting fixtures together. I can, but I'm a little bit intimidated by that area, but I'm working on it. Okay. But decorating is more of what I specialize in.
Okay. No, that's great. So we'll talk more about that.
Yes.
We're going to go to a quick break.
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
All right.
So Aisha, does he got you?
He got me.
Dante,
He got me, babe.
what is it about Aisha that made her the one you chose at the end?
I mean, just look at her journey. Her vulnerability. She's like a woman that takes her heart and just puts it on the table, and you see exactly what it is. It's raw. It's raw energy. So that about her stood out. And then she's fun to be around. Yeah, she's from New York. She's got
You
the
like that
chopped
energy?
cheese, son. Got the Tim, the buckwheat son. No, she be really talking hood. Outside.
Sometimes I get a little.
He likes that.
One thing I appreciate about our offline conversations, we actually talked about life. We didn't necessarily talk about the journey, the process. We just talked about what was going on in our lives, where it came from. We really got to know each other. And that is really what drew me to her.
Look at y'all looking at each other. I have to say, Aisha did say that she would cook for you while wearing lingerie. So, has that happened?
The hit dating series returns. Subscribe to our channel for more Ready to Love.
Do you or anyone you know have a business or a brand you want to promote? Would you like to be a guest or be a part of our studio audience? If so, contact us at thechelleyroyshow@gmail.com or contact us on Instagram at The Chelley Roy Show. Can't wait to hear from you guys.
Wait, Apple, where you going? Where you running off to? Where you going? What you mean? I'm about to go slay Chelley. I got my brushes. It's Wednesday. The Chelley Roy Show is tonight. I gotta go. And make sure you tune in at 8 o'clock. Asking me where I'm going. Duh, it's Wednesday. Girl, Chelley. The Chelley Roy Show. Well, shoot. Let me get my remote turning on.
It's the Chelley Roy turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kheri Carter, love and relationship advocate for my YouTube channel Good Love, as well as former castmate on Ready to Love DC Edition Season 4 by OWN Network. I have some exciting news to share. I am going to be on the Chelley Roy Show this evening at 8 p.m. being interviewed by the beautiful Chelley Roy. I'm so excited to finally meet her. Make sure you guys tune in because it's going to be good. Bring your piping hot tea because you know I'm going to keep it real. See you guys soon. Bye.
Welcome back to the Chelley Roy Show. I am your host, Chelley Roy, and here joining me, guys, is the cast of Season 4, Ready to Love, Miss Aisha Finch and Miss Kheri Carter. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I feel like the restaurant. Listen, it is such an honor to have you guys sitting here for sure. Both of you guys were my favorite on the show. Both of you guys are down to earth and relatable. And then when we met on the red carpet of the premiere for the movie For the Love of Money, you guys
that was really cool.
Yeah.
so down to earth, approachable, easy to talk to. So it's just so much to talk about. So let's get into it. So we're just gonna have just genuine dialogue. We're gonna talk about life, love, relationships, and of course, life after Ready to Love. So who were you guys pre-Ready to Love? So it doesn't matter who goes first. Who were you guys? What was life like before Ready to Love?
Still, but not as much chaos, not the 24,000 followers.
Listen.
So that's the shock.
What was that like?
I mean, I woke up one day when I had 1,900, and I woke up one day and it was 10,000.
Wait, what? You started with 1,900?
Yes, because I'm not a big social media person. Like, I'll post my walkaways. Like, everybody know me for my walkaways. If I got a bad fit on, that's when you're gonna catch this fit.
Oh, it's called a walkaway.
Yeah,
okay,
my
educate
walkaway.
me.
So, and I've been doing this since New York because I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx. And my friends know me if I got a cute fit, and I'm like, oh, they gonna catch this vibe, honey. So somebody gotta record me. And they still be like, oh, she's so annoying. So I didn't take it as serious. And even though I do hair and makeup for over 20 years, even like I downplay myself because I work with a lot of celebrity clientele. And I wouldn't post it. And one of my friends get on me all the time, like, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself.
You have to.
But I always felt like I don't want to be braggadocious. And then now I'm learning that I get to brag on myself because I've done this. I all that I've come out of.
Absolutely.
I get to celebrate Aisha and all of her accolades, and they're long. And I don't think many people know that they're long. Like, my reel is long.
Yeah.
But I don't celebrate myself enough. But that's gonna stop. So I went from 1,900 just having social media just to be a part of the rat race, right?
Right.
And to then waking up after Ready to Love to 10,000 and then
So-
20,000 growing.
So the followers, did they increase gradually throughout each episode, or was it after the reunion?
I think it was after, because my name is not on my platform, so I go by Pink Dolly Glam.
Sure not.
Yeah, and I do that intentionally because I separate myself from my brand. So when people were searching for me, they was like, we finally found you. And so after the show, and then starting to do interviews, and I would be like, oh, you could catch me at Pink Dolly Glam. And then they're like, oh, there she, that's what her handle is. They're like, we've been looking for you. We keep typing in Aisha, we can't find you. And so it just, like, literally after the reunion, and I think my first interview, it literally just blew up. And and then the outpour of women with my my passion, which is eradicating domestic violence.
Yes.
So that outpour, the DMs, like I always tell my followers, like, I see them. I can't answer every single one of them, but let the love keep pouring in, because that is like my biggest passion. Is I am a DV survivor, so it is definitely my passion to make sure I help push forward to eradicating it and helping men and women, because men experience DV too.
That part, exactly. And to be able to have someone watch what you've gone through and see you come out on the other side of it is amazing. So I think that's what draws people to the both of you. You guys have a genuineness about you. You know what I mean? You're really relatable. So what was life like for you? Pre-Ready to Love?
Pre-Ready to Love. I wasn't as active on my social media. I was on there, but I wasn't on there a lot. I don't have a huge following like Miss Aisha, but it has definitely increased.
It's going cool.
But you know, I was just a regular schmegular. You know, I hung out with my girlfriends. I have a close knit of girlfriends that I hung out with. I dated regularly, you know, but I was just really focused on work and healing, to be honest with you.
That's important.
Yeah, because I was new. I'm new to DC. Well, not really anymore, but I got here 5 years ago.
Okay.
So,
and where are you originally from?
I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Wow. Okay. Awesome.
So being from the South, I was raised in the suburbs. So I purposely wanted to move in a city where I could see my people thriving, and everywhere I go, I see Black people just looking beautiful. And so when I moved to DC, I was like, oh my gosh, this feels like home.
Good.
So I really have just been embracing being here, and it's been nothing but growth. You know, I told you about my business. Honestly, the only struggles is dating. Other than that, other than that, it's been great. I've met beautiful women, like-minded women from all walks of life. That has inspired me, and I continue to, you know, they continue to help me and help me to grow.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah, so that's really what my focus was when I got here. You know, previous of the show, I didn't even really think I was not prepared. I didn't think in a million years I'd be on a reality show. That was not my goal.
Segue.
Yeah.
What was that like? So you both have been previously married. You both have been in relationships. You both were in a space where you've done the healing, you've done the self-work, and you knew what you wanted in a partner, and you knew what you wanted within yourself.
Right.
So how did this all come about, being on Ready to Love? Did someone approach you? Because I know that they're starting to do the different seasons, so I see a lot of stuff on Instagram when they're, you know, scouting for the upcoming season. So how did that come about for the both of you guys?
So for me, a girlfriend, she tried out and she said they didn't call her back. And then she said, so she sent it to me and she said, I feel like you have the look. And I was like, what look? And I don't even watch TV. So anybody who knows me knows I do not watch TV, especially reality TV. So
is that a thing though? Is there a look?
Well, I don't think it's the look. I guess it's based off of, they do interview you to see if you have personality, to see if you have like that zhuzh that I guess TV might think is a little fun and perky, you know, personality. So I don't know what the reason why they didn't choose her, but she then sent it to me and she said, the spirit kept telling her it was for me. And I'm like, girl, you and the spirit go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Right. Good night. Go to sleep. Good night. I don't even watch TV, so I don't know what this show is. And I don't watch reality TV. And I'm not going to be on here pulling nobody here and cussing out nobody because I ain't finna do none of that. And she's like, it's not like that. It's Oprah. I think it's more classy. And I'm like, okay, what reality show can be classy? You know? And she just kept sending it to me. And by like the third time she sent it to me, I just did it to humor her. And then unbeknownst to me, I got a call the next day from La Means like, we like you and we want to move forward with the process. And
so you did it to humor her, but
because
there was a part of you that wanted to.
I really didn't. Like I literally was the day. I remember the day because I was doing my children's physical for school. And she was like texting me and like calling me, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of a physical, like girl, like I'm with the babies. And she's like, Aisha, just do it. It's like 5-minute application. So I just did it right then and there. It said send 3 pictures, answer these 10 questions, right? Or something like that. And I just found 3 pictures from my Instagram, sent it, and I just forgot about it. Like it wasn't even no thought into it. And then I got called the next morning. I literally woke up to a phone call. And then from there, the rest was history.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was your process like?
It's pretty much kind of the same. My best friend was like, Ready to Love is coming to DC. We were fans of the show previous. Me and my girlfriends and me and my sister, we watched the show. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I highly doubt they'll pick me, but okay. So she sent it to me. It took me, I sat on it for a while. So maybe a week, 2 weeks. I was like, I didn't take it that seriously because there's a million beautiful women here, amazing personalities who, you know, they could pick from. Not that I don't line up to that, but I just, you know, I just didn't expect it.
It's a huge list.
It is. It's a huge list.
I felt the same way.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll send the information. They called me probably 24, 48 hours. We had a conversation on the
Wow.
phone. Yeah, and I was just like,
So they're pretty effective.
yeah,
right?
they are. And they ask the questions to see if, you know, you align with someone that they could consider being on the cast. And it's a long process. So it's not like you send 3 pictures, you answer questions, and they pick you. Like you go
Gotcha.
through a lot of evaluations, questionnaires, personality tests.
Once you pick
Personality test?
Yeah, multiple interviews. Yeah.
therapist,
yeah.
like
Therapist?
psychiatric test, like psych test.
Yeah,
it's,
psych
it's
test.
intense.
It is. It is. And you don't
So-
really know you're going to be on a show till like months.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you. So from the time you guys submitted your request and they called you back, how long was the process after that?
It was
Till
like,
you guys actually started? Till they said, okay, we selected you.
I think it's 2 or 3 months. For me,
Well,
it was
I don't
like
know.
2 or
I
3
did a few interviews and they told me it was a red light. It was a green light for me.
Yeah.
And then
Gotcha.
they was like, it's a green light for you, but we're gonna still put you through the thing. But it's a yes for us.
Yeah, and that's they told me the same thing,
and
but
then-
they still don't.
But
yeah.
you still have to go through
it. Yeah.
every step.
Right.
Like even if they like you,
Right,
you
just to make
have
sure they're
to-
following
Yeah.
the process.
because
to
yeah,
make sure
because it's a
they're fair.
protocol. Especially I think like they explained to me like reality TV, you have to take those psych tests and you know.
Yeah, they want to make sure you're not going to be
Unfortunately, I
flipping
don't know
tables.
if
and-
everybody.
I was getting ready to, listen, I watched.
We have
So,
questions that need answers. Who slipped through the psych evaluation?
Hello, that's what I'm thinking. I watched it. I'm a fan
Psych
favorite, so I'm just trying to
Like,
figure
yeah,
out,
that
like,
happened.
did they really do a psych test?
Drink my water so I can drink my water.
Because the different personalities and the different people.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
I was like, is this a joke? Like, how did this? But yeah, they also told me when I did like my first interview with the cast director, they were like, we really like you. We want to move forward with you, but yeah, you do have to
Yeah, you
go
still
through the
have to go
process.
through it.
Yeah, because they even talk to your family, talk to your friends.
Yeah.
Like they don't just talk
intense.
to you.
It's
Yeah.
intense.
wow.
They make
so
sure.
it's almost like getting that CIA job. You have to get a polygraph, Secret Service. They actually talk to your friends, your neighbors, just to figure out who you are as a person.
But which I appreciated that because then I thought this made me more comfortable. Like this is
Right.
not just random people that's
Sure.
pretty.
Right.
You know, like I'm like, okay, I can do this because now they're digging deeper, right? Because
Right.
I know what I come from.
Yeah.
And I didn't come here to play.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm like, at the very most, I always say this at the very most, I wanted to just show up as a black woman who was healed and healing and going through a journey who really was looking for a man. like not looking, but wanting him to find and seek
see
and
you.
court and do all the things that I expect
Right.
and desire the man who's looking for me to do.
Right.
So I always tell people, if I'm not calling for you, don't answer.
Absolutely.
'Cause I didn't
Hello?
dial your number.
Hello.
That's right.
I love
So
that.
a lot of men be like, oh, Aisha want this and this and that, but I didn't dial your number. So
Scram.
Exactly.
Go away.
Exactly.
you understand? Because I always tell people, always trying to get with people to change people, right? You can't change the zebra stripe, right? So the man I'm calling for when I was coming on this show is the man who also woke up in his spirit and said, I'm looking for that type of woman.
Absolutely.
I'm looking for the woman who wants to be courted. I'm looking for the woman who wants to be taken care of. I'm looking for the woman who desires a king and she sits back and takes care of her man. That's the man I'm calling for. I'm not calling for you,
Absolutely.
Tyrone.
If that's not
you
you.
know,
Not our
Exactly.
not our Tyrone. Not
She knows talking about our Tyrone.
Not our Tyrone. You know, I'm not calling for you as a saying, oh, call Tyrone. I'm not calling for you.
Yeah.
You know, so stop answering my calling.
Exactly.
People get so offended by
really
what
do.
you want.
They really do.
And what
Yeah.
you desire.
I think it's also because it's a situation where a lot of people don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Correct.
They don't know what they want. So they're mad at us and at you guys because you can clearly identify with what you want and
Yes.
say, I'm not settling for this, I'm not settling for that. No.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
I think also when you have that experience, like her being married and I've been married and we kind of been through some trauma, you know, and you work on yourself and you're like, okay, I never want to be in a situation or a marriage or relationship, any relationship where you're not happy and that they're not tapping into your happiness, that they're bringing negativity into your life.
Right.
Especially once you get to that point where you are happy within yourself, you are going to be very mindful who you're going to bring into your circle,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
So that, I think this is the longest I have been single as an adult.
And that's okay.
And I'm
You know what
okay
I
with
mean?
that. I am okay with that because I'm being
Learning
specific.
to love yourself.
Yeah.
Figuring out who you are as a person, that's so important. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest problem with we as women. I can't speak to men,
Yeah.
but just the fear of ourselves, fear of sitting with ourselves and figuring out what we need, what we want, and
Yeah.
being able to talk about it and express that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then further on, just being able to have open conversations with your potential soulmate.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't even know how to express what it is we want.
And I've noticed, like, after dating, well, after the show, it definitely taught me another layer on how to date. But I did notice when I have those conversations with men that they are uncomfortable when you start expressing what you need and what you want and what you expect from your mate.
Yes.
And those who can't step it up, I appreciate them walking away, but that I'm not going to stray away from that, because you know what you need, you know, and what you want, and you don't want to take away from that. So yeah, I have noticed that during the dating process. I'm
No,
like,
that's dead on for sure.
And it's true, because, and also with some people, I always tell people, be careful about, if you can't have a conversation with your suitor and your potential future husband or wife, and they get offended when you bring up to them, like, so where are we going? If they get offended, that's not your person.
yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Stop
So
it.
we're going to go to a quick break.
Okay.
More with Aisha and Carrie up next after the break.
Oh yeah, you got it. You got to cut us off because we'll get the chat.
No, because he's over
I
there.
know.
We'll get the
He's
chat.
like, cut.
Do you or anyone you know have a business or a brand you want to promote? Would you like to be a guest or be a part of our studio audience? If so, contact us at thechelleyroyshow@gmail.com or contact us on Instagram at The Chelley Roy Show. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Welcome back to the Chelley Roy Show. I am here again with the cast of Season 4, Ready to Love, Miss Aisha and Carrie. Welcome back, you guys.
Thank you.
So much to talk about. An hour is just not long enough.
It's not.
So, I hear you guys are birthday twins,
Yes.
sisters. Talk to me about that. So,
I'm the big sister.
No, you're not.
so hold on. Talk to me about the process. Not to say that it was competition, but the process. So you have 20 people coming into this process. What was that like, and how did you guys initially, or when did you guys become close?
Well, as everyone knows, as well as I, Aisha did not come into this process to make friends.
Yes, ma'am. She made it clear.
She did not come
She
into this
coming to
process.
get her
She
man.
did not come into this process to
This
make friends.
booty rub.
Yes, she came into this process to get her booty rubbed, Netflix and get her booty rubbed. So, we actually did not get close until after the show. And I actually respect her for that, because that shows she was being genuine. And she was one of the most genuine people that I met on the show. Like, we
I
said
can relate to
hello.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we really,
Yeah, because I wasn't catty. I wasn't
Right.
nasty
No, she
or like
wasn't nasty.
standoffish. Like, I just was clear that we can't talk on the phone
Yeah.
and
Right.
we can't exchange social media handles or anything until the process is completely over.
Yeah.
Right.
Because one of the rules was no fraternizing. And so I wanted to just stay true to the rules. I'm a rule follower. I'm
So
a bit
one
of
of
a
the
nerd.
rules of Ready to Love was
Yes, no fraternizing. So
Yeah, we couldn't hang out outside of the process.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming each segment or each season in each city is different, because this is me just assuming, because on previous seasons it seems like you guys are in a resort, they're together.
Well, that
Right.
was the first one I take,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after COVID hit, rules had to change.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
we had
we're
to-
moving in COVID times. So now it was like, you guys meet up, stay away from outside places so you don't bring it back to set.
Right.
Gotcha.
We have
constantly
to take
test.
we have to take COVID tests like every
Ugh.
week. So we have to keep our mask on. Like, they literally had a person specifically to tell you keep your mask on. So the minute that put your mask back on. So yeah, they were very mindful in making sure that we did not spread COVID or catch it or anything like that. So that's why it was a little bit different for our season.
No,
But
that makes
yeah,
sense, though.
so she, the other ladies, I don't think anyone really got close. You had some people who did click up and hang out. As you know, I wasn't there long enough for me to really click up with anyone. But the two who I did feel a genuine connection at Hello was Aisha and Sabrina.
I love Sabrina.
Yeah. So Sabrina just seemed like a very genuine person. She was very authentic. She was always so kind, as well as Aisha. She just had like a really great energy. And I'm very, I'm good at reading people's energy. And her and Sabrina, and they're my closest friends to this day, were the ones who I connected with
I
first.
can
So,
see that.
Yeah.
And all of you guys have similar personalities, because you're all very direct, very authentic. You know what I mean? And people gravitate to authenticity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think that's very important.
Yeah.
It's so much going through my head with such short time.
I know.
So talk to me about the process. So as I'm watching the show, the first week, there's 10, 20 of you guys. Tommy's always throwing curveballs. Like, what if I'm not there and I'm on the edge of my seat? I want to hide when he comes in the room, when he's like, okay, somebody's getting eliminated today. Like, what is that process like? Like, for me, I'm a private person, but I'm not guarded. I feel like there's a difference.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I'm private to the point in which I get to know someone where I'm comfortable enough to open up.
Right.
I'm not guarded to the point where I just have something to hide and I don't want to share.
Right.
But in this process, it forces you to really like
Be open
jump
and
out
vulnerable.
there.
Yeah.
Because my husband and I were watching it, and he was saying, well, she just had a connection with the other guy. I'm like, but she has to get to know everybody, because then they'll categorize you as not being ready to love, and then you're voted off. So how did you guys allow yourselves to be vulnerable and just jump out there?
Well, honestly, so I can talk about my short moment because Aisha had a longer moment, but it was actually difficult for me to open up to them right away. And it wasn't me being guarded because I'm a pretty open book, but I still have to read people and get comfortable to that point where I feel like I can share myself with them. And I feel like with the men on our cast, it just wasn't as easy for me to open up to them specifically and to the men who I made my connections with. Tyrone, I felt probably the most comfortable with at the beginning because he was open and vulnerable from Hello, you know? So I opened myself up more to him, based off of his energy, but I kind of follow the man's lead on how he approaches me. So a lot of the men, unfortunately, at those first few weeks, they were very surface. So I was like, okay, what are we talking about? You know,
because in reality, it does take time.
It does.
To
really does.
Get to know somebody.
And this is
So
this
how
is
about
speed
you?
dating
How
on
did you exactly?
crack.
Like, how did you allow yourself to be vulnerable? Like, what was that mental process like for you?
I already been to therapy, so my vulnerability is now my power. So
Say it.
I don't hide behind any flaws. I don't hide behind any hiccups of life. I'm like, oh, I went through that, and then I've learned that the me too is,
That part.
You're
not alone.
You know, and I the gratification I get now when people say me too, it's like, girl, I've been holding this in and I could have helped you.
long.
You know?
Yes,
And it's
that
like,
part.
you know, so now
That is power in sharing.
yes, there's
being
so much
vulnerable.
power in being vulnerable, and I learned that through therapy. So it was easy for me because I'm not walking in shame. I'm walking in victorious, like I'm victorious now. So I'm like, okay, this is what I went through, but like I don't look like what I went through, honey. You can't tell me this is 38, honey. You can't tell me this is 38 and divorced and been through some ish, you know? This girl baby is still snatched. I'm happy, life is good, and I woke up today. And so I'm gonna give it to you straight, no chaser. And that's why I think the guys were drawn to me, because every time I talked to them, it was like, let's talk real. I'm not gonna dance around this. Okay, what do you want out of life? Children, I'm not giving you none.
You
So
were straightforward.
I have my
with
two.
that.
My pair is perfect. My son and my daughter. My son about to be 16. My daughter just turned 14. I can't give you a puppy, so what we doing? You know?
Exactly.
Like, so I'm like,
And it's good to know what you
and
want
it's
up
up front. And because also I shared my struggles with fertility. And so that was me being vulnerable.
Yes.
Like, which I felt like was my biggest thing, because that part of my journey I'm not ready to be as transparent with, you know, because I always say I'm
that was a
healed,
very
you know, I'm
vulnerable
healed and I'm healing, and it's still some parts of me that I like to keep for me, and that's okay in your journey, because even when we're dating, you shouldn't tell your partner every nook and cranny about yourself.
It just takes time.
Just takes time, and keep a little bit for yourself.
I agree.
So it was easy for me to talk to them, and I think I made them feel comfortable. You saw all of them was like, dang, you know, she been hurt, but she still want to love me. And like, but I just don't fit, you know, the shoes that she wants. And like I said, if I'm not dialing your number, I'm making a call.
That's
and
it.
if it's not your phone call, don't pick up.
Amen.
And that's how I
that
move
simple.
with all the guys is, don't answer this to stay to the end. Because I'm not calling to stay to the end. This is bigger than just making it to the end of a TV show for me. And that's where I ended, because I was like, either send me home tomorrow. I used to tell any guy that I was interested in, send me home if I am not your cup of tea. Because somebody gonna drink me piping hot, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yep. He might not
That's
be there.
somebody for you.
My man definitely was not there. So I was okay with my elimination.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
I know you guys both made several connections. I know you wound up finding love, but having been eliminated, what was that like for you? Was it a process trying to digest it all? Were you relieved afterwards? Like, what was that process?
So previous of when I found out I was going to be on Ready to Love, I prayed through the process. I'm a praying woman. So I prayed about it. I prayed while I was going through it. And I knew once I just gave it to God. So once I got eliminated, I know that was God's plan, and I was okay with that. You know, no one really likes rejection, so you feel rejected, you know, but I'm also a very confident woman. I know what I can offer.
Absolutely.
And I was like, okay, shrug shoulders, they're lost. You know what I mean?
That part,
so that was really my attitude. But afterwards, I know the reason why I was on the show, and it wasn't to find love. Is literally I found friendships, I found sisters, I found brothers. Like, we really are a close-knit family.
We are.
So I'm actually grateful for the process, and I'm glad I did not stay until the end. One, because I know my man was not on there, and two, I know me, and somebody would have got dragged at that dinner table, and we don't want that. We don't want that on TV. You know, I'm not trying to drag nobody.
Me and Carrie are birthday twins, but she is the firecracker of the twin
You know what?
sign.
You guys really did good. You guys held your cool. You guys maintained. You always took the high road, even though there was some struggles. You know what I mean? You guys definitely took the high road. So you hit on a perfect point.
Yes.
I feel like out of all the seasons that I've watched with Ready to Love, what is it about? Is it just the OWN network? What is it about Ready to Love where it just seems like it's a real genuine sisterhood and brotherhood? Because it seems like after the reunion, you guys go on, but you guys continue that relationship. A lot of times, once it's wrapped up, you leave that behind and you keep moving forward.
Right.
What do you think it is about Ready to
Well,
Love?
I noticed some of the seasons. I said I wasn't privy to the show, so I had to binge watch. But even binge watching and I'm trying to like go back in archives to see who's still connected, I didn't notice so much of camaraderie with a lot of the cast. I see a lot of people, fans say this is one of the closest casts we've seen prior to Houston, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Houston is
Kyra
real close.
and
Yeah.
Houston's close.
Like they said they were, they said they were really close.
Yeah.
I think with us, it was, we were able to tell the truth to each other and not hold each other, take it personal. Like anytime I did interviews and I'm like, if I'm talking about our journey, that was then, this is now.
Absolutely.
Respect the journey and then
That part.
respect where we landed. And so I'm never gonna be like, cause now I'm cool with Phil, I can't tell how he made me feel. Or cause I'm cool with Frank now, I can't tell that he didn't call me and that's why I put him at the bottom. Like I don't wanna have to do that. I wanna be able to tell the truth.
The journey.
And then understand that where we landed now is in a family now. And I think that's what it was with all of us. We understood that, listen, we gonna tell what really happened in this journey, because it was nothing scripted.
Right.
But we love each other now, and this is where we at.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It was definitely the people who were authentic and real throughout the process. We kind of linked up and we got close.
That part.
Yeah. So that's really what happened, because we did all hang out after the show finished airing, and then you have
Not all.
Well,
Not all.
well, I'm talking about the brunch.
Yeah.
So we had the brunch where we all came together. I put a brunch together. I wasn't aware of like some of the division that was going on. But once after that, everybody kind of started building their own relationships and their friendships and making efforts on getting to know each other. And I
Gotcha.
did notice the people who, I guess, let me be real, the ones who weren't the troublemakers, the ones who were actually where we respected each other and we were getting to know each other without any of the shade, those are the people who really have connected and built a friendship.
Good.
So we love being around each other.
Yeah, we do.
I love seeing that.
Yeah,
It's
we
so-
really do.
it's so
And this
important.
girl called me every morning.
Every morning, like she's my sister.
And if I take a
love
mental
that.
break, she's sending
Yes.
the cops to look for me.
Literally 3 days. I was like, "Where's
absolutely
Aisha?"
Love that. It's
Yeah.
necessary because we have so much in common. We
Yes.
have the same struggles, and if we can just learn to trust and rely on each other and build on that,
Right.
I mean, it's amazing when that happens.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about when the show wrapped up. So, I initially thought as a viewer, the show keeps going, but apparently you do however many seasons, then you wrap up, and then you go away for a month or two, and then you do the reunion. What's the purpose of taking that break? Because I just thought it kept going.
For the connection. So for the couples who make it to the end, it's to see, for us to foster a bond.
Okay.
So you have to see if it's gonna make it, you know. So they have to see if me and Dante are gonna make it. They gotta have to see if, you know, whoever else left together, are you really gonna be a man? Because once we wrap, we can't do an interview because then we still gonna be in bliss, right? We still gonna be in the honeymoon phase.
Right.
So the break is to see the genuine connection and
What
see
happens
how it
after.
happens after.
Okay.
So, you know, let's get past the honeymoon phase. Let's see if y'all dug a little deeper, you know, because a lot of connections when they came back, you know, for reunion, they like, yeah, we ain't together because he was fun. He was full of
I
it.
was
Yeah.
devastated myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
I
reunions
know.
are a lot.
It's a
I
lot.
wasn't
I mean, you
surprised
just be
from
sitting
some
on the
of
edge
it.
of your seat. Well, I was sitting on the edge of my seat like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was in tears. Like, I love love.
yeah.
So to see the connections at the end and
Yeah.
at the reunion, it's like, oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, what?
And I think, because a lot of the viewers get invested. But I even tell the viewers with me and Dante, like, don't get so invested in him and I where you forget that we're humans and that we're both still on a healing journey. And also remember, I was married. I was with my husband for 12 years, and he's never been married. So that's still an adjustment. And although he answered the call, are you willing to follow it through?
Absolutely.
You know, so that's what we are working on and our journey together. So I always tell people, I'm going to always keep it real with you. I'm never going to stay with this man because you guys think we look amazing together. You know, I'm going to,
behind closed doors.
because behind closed doors, I mean, we done seen the elevator debacle. We thought that was good couple goals, right? You know, you never know what happens when somebody's door closes. So I never want to fake the funk for anybody for anything because I didn't do it for TV. And so
And you
I
can
don't,
tell.
and I don't want to pretend for TV continuing. So we are working on us. We just made 6 months. You know, out the process. So and it still works. It's still work that needs to be done, and it's still
gonna be everyday work.
And and some days it's amazing, and then some days it's
gonna
like,
end.
oh my God, I think we need some more work. We need to talk some more. And then some days it's like, let's not have a talk. Let's just chill and watch TV. And you know, it's gonna be it's a relationship.
Yeah, it really is.
And remember, it was speed dating on crack, so we didn't get to really ask a lot of questions that we should have. And so that's what the break is for us to start really digging deep. And then him and I, that's the process.
With each other.
You know, I need to know how if he could stand me when I wake up. Do I like how he put the toilet? If he put the toilet down, you know, real life stuff.
That's good insight.
You know.
So we got to wrap up. I told you an hour goes by fast.
I
Yes,
know.
it does.
So I know you guys are in love with this cast like I was. So tell everybody what your social media handles are. So if you're not following these amazing women, they can.
Yes. My social media, my IG is at Kheri Carter _ Creole Cutie. My Facebook is it Care Bear still? It's either Care Bear or Kheri Carter. And I do have my podcast, which is called Good Love with the Carter Sisters, every Tuesday at 9 Eastern Standard Time, 8 Central Standard Time. And I think, and my business is called Luxe Decor by Carrie. My website is down, but we'll get to that later. So just DM me.
And your social media handles.
And my social media is at Pink Dolly Glam. So it's pink, the color pink, Dolly, DOLLY, and then glam. And then my business page is Pink Dolly Glam _ LLC. And I am a hairstylist for over 18 years, so you can click my link in the bio and book me. And I always tell people, I know you like me, but if you're gonna book me, this is my business. So really book me.
Right.
And stuff I have in the works is my book. It's coming out soon.
Excuse me, guys.
Bless you. My book is coming out soon. My memoir of my journey, and then I have a few, product launches. So stay tuned.
Awesome. It was so amazing to have you guys. We definitely have to do a part 2.
Yes,
So thank you everyone who
Yes.
continues to support me. Thank you guys for watching out for Miss Aisha Finch and Kheri Carter. You guys stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. Do you or anyone you know have a business or a brand you want to promote? Would you like to be a guest or be a part of our studio audience? If so, contact us at thechelleyroyshow@gmail.com or contact us on Instagram at thechelleyroyshow. Can't wait to hear from you guys.